Okay, can you please introduce yourself and maybe share with Girls in Tech members on tips you will have for startups and maybe tips on how they go about sourcing for services, especially tech-related services?
My name is Rosemarie Gambetta. I am the founder and CEO of CheapEatsInc.com. It's an online restaurant guide where you can find dining out for $25 or less. It is an online restaurant guide, and I'm not a techie. And for the startup, how I did in trying to find service providers and actually learn about technology is I kind of threw myself into different groups. Girls in Tech was actually one of the first ones I used to attend to learn, network, and kind of get the sense of what's going on in the technology field. And through other groups and just networking, I would ask recommendations, who's good, who's not, what's good, what's not. Also the city, NYC.gov, New York Business Solutions offers a lot of free services and benefits for entrepreneurs and startups, so I would attend a lot of those free classes and just really learning as much as I can, Ultralight Startup and all these entrepreneur groups, and through the network and just through kind of the paying forward and the compassion and generosity of startups, that's really how I got a lot of the information and providers that I found.
I'm Hilary, Stockton, founder of TravelSort.ru, and my tips would be really spend the time to interview the people you're considering bringing onto your tech team. So we had originally one outsourcing firm that we used. They were decently skilled, but they weren't ultimately the best team for us because we're working in Scrum, in Agile. And so then we kind of handpicked people from Odesk. And there we really spent some time looking at their code, interviewing them, understanding how they work, and 2 out of 3 have been really good picks. One of them didn't work out ultimately, but my tip would be really take the time. You're going to be working a lot with these people, and it's just worth it to get the people who not only have the technical chops, but are working in the style that you need them to work, say if you're working in Agile.
My name is Scott Walpow. I'm the president and CEO of Netalytical Incorporated, and we help bring semblance to the internet. And if you're a startup business, particularly you're doing a website, you really need to know all the factors about a website. It's not just go to a provider, build a website in 10 minutes and you're ready to go. There's a lot more to it. And you have to understand what you're doing, you understand the implications. And not everything is created equal. Not all hosting plans, even though they seem to have the same features, they really don't. You have to look at the machines they're on, the access to the networks. There's a lot of factors. And luckily, though, all the information you want to need is available free on the internet. You just have to search for it and understand it.
Sure. I'm Margot Tohn. I'm the founder and owner of Park It Guides. And what I do is I have a website that helps people find monthly parking. I am not a tech-savvy person. I know how I want the user experience to be, and easy, navigable, simple functionality. And so the way I did my technology, which is where you go online, put in a request for monthly parking, fill out some fields, and then that's automatically generated to 600 garages and 12 companies where they put in offers. It's completely online. I found a great freelance tech person, explained exactly what I was looking for in terms of user experience and the budget I wanted, was able to design some screenshots, and we went from there. I actually found the developer through Ultralight Startups, where I had heard him speak and had a couple of conversations with him. What he was very clear about was I had written a project brief, and I had 15 years of corporate marketing experience, and I had written things for technology or technology products or services, so I was comfortable writing the brief and the functionality. And what I liked about him for the way I like to work is he kept saying, I don't think you want to do that step yet. Let's not build it out. Let's start really simple, and we'll add things in. If I had been, I talked to probably 3 or 4 other people and got estimates that were 5 times as expensive. They had passwords, they had logins, they made it this big blown out thing that I wasn't looking for. So I went with someone who very much did a scaled down minimalist version, which is the user experience I wanted.
So my name is Pengas. I've been a technology strategist for the last 10 years. I'm in the business of technology. First things that I recommend doing is finding someone that can help through the think process. Usually it's a consultation phase. where you have your idea and you're not sure how to move forward because you have never done something like that before. So with that process, someone like me, for example, will sit down and listen to your idea and go out there and explain to you what is already available and probably recommend of the marketing angles to take. The second thing you want to do is to prototype it. You want to have something going on. This is if you're talking about a product, not a service. I'll touch services in a second. If you have a product you want to develop, the first thing you want to do after you brainstorm, after you understand who your target market is, you want to draft something out, call it a prototype or a pilot, where you actually go out there to your potential customers and tell them, guys, look, this is what I've done. Play around with it and give me a lot of feedback. Let me know what you think about it. Do you like it? What would you like to change about it? How can you make it better? How is the interactivity within the application? And by that stage, when you get all the feedback, you will go back and revise your product and make it better or different. And a lot of times what I see my clients is the moment they start with an idea, they go through that phase of getting feedback from their potential customers, the application or the product changes completely. Another advice is don't worry too much about NDAs. When it comes to idea, I think the best thing is to share it with as many people that you can. You never know where your next person is going to come from. It can be someone sitting next to you in the subway. Go to all the meetups, Twitter, whatever you can do, but share your idea with as many people as you can. If you're providing services, also for products, but a little bit more for services, it's important you're going to be out there. Your presence on the web is very, very important. Remember that you are building equity. It's brand equity. So blogging is a phenomenal platform, and one of the things that I think women should understand immediately when they're building their brand equity, their product and their services, is what is the best platform for them to convey their message and expertise. So me, for example, I love talking to people. I like being on video, so a great platform for me is video blogging. Maybe you, for example, have a wonderful voice and you like talking to people. So a podcast will be a great way for you to convey your messages and expertise. Another person is great in writing, so blogging as often as they can, even on a daily basis, is very important as well. And what happens over time, you will start building a community around what it is you do better than other people. And I think it's important to strive to be better and the best that you can in the industry of what you're doing. Another aspect of the way you're going to build yourself up is participating in all the conversations that are related to what it is you're doing. So going out there to Twitter and Facebook and joining all the fan groups and all the blogs that actually have dialogue around what it is that you like the most. Let's say you provide marketing services or web design services. Joining all the great groups and always commenting on what it is that you're doing and giving your expertise advice. And believe me, people are reading all the time. They're looking at what it is you're doing. They're interested in your ideas. You know, the moment you're fired up inside and you go out and share with everyone, people will come back into your platform, into your blog, and they will pick up a call and will ask you and will give you money to do what it is that you like the most.